Hey, my name is Leander Candiero. You can also call me Lee K. I've been a radio broadcaster for close to 21 years now. Yes, November of 2022, it will be 21 years of radio broadcasting. So most of the time I get questions to do with radio, and I'm very keen on answering some of those questions. Some of them have to do with advertising, some of them have to do with being a broadcaster, some of them have to do with questions that people have always had about radio. So I'm doing this video so that maybe I can try and answer those questions best of my ability so that you understand the world of radio. So some of the most common questions that I get a lot of the time are to do with advertising. How does radio make money? I'm going to combine that with another very common question, which is how much does it cost to advertise? The other one is why do you have so many adverts on radio? So I'm thinking that there's a link to all these questions, but I'm going to try and start to answer your question about how much does it cost to advertise. A lot of people cringe when you respond to that question by saying, I need more information. So somebody says, how much does it cost to advertise? I want to advertise. And usually the response to that would be, I need a bit more info. Give me a bit more info. Because usually when somebody asks for the cost of something, you are expecting a one-word answer. Maybe how much does your shoe cost? And you're going to get an answer like $50. But with advertising on radio, especially, it cannot be a one-word answer. The best one-word answer probably you could get is for a 30-second spot ad. And these are some of the things that I'm going to explain to you in this video. So what do I mean by a 30-second spot ad? A spot ad basically is any advertising that is 60 seconds and below. So it could be 10 seconds, could be 20 seconds, it could be 30 seconds, it could be 60 seconds. Now, what is a spot ad? A spot ad is the usual adverts that you hear. Uh, Go to Lee K's store and get yourself good bargains. Lee K store, the best prices ever. This is the kind of form of advertising that we call a spot ad. From a spot ad, we also have sponsorship. So, what is sponsorship basically? Sponsorship basically is when we have on radio a show like a request show. Maybe a request show goes for 30 minutes, or maybe we have a crime watch show which goes for 5 minutes. And it's already there, it's part of the programming of a radio station. Then a certain company or certain organization says we want to align ourselves to Crime Watch, or we want to align ourselves to the request show. That is when you get what we call an opening billboard and a closing billboard. What am I talking about? An opening billboard is this request show is brought to you by Lee K's company. And then this show was brought to you by Lee K's company. That's the closing billboard. What you do get as well within that show is advertising space. Yes. Then the third form of advertising, I'm going to talk about the conventional types of advertising. The third form of advertising is something that we call infomercials. So infomercials is basically a company coming through to say we want to buy 5 minutes to talk about who we are. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm talking about the conventional ways that a company can advertise. Obviously, there's more that can be done on radio, and with the advent of social media, there's more that radio can do for you to advertise your products. One thing that I also would like to tell you is that it's not all organizations or all individuals who come on radio to utilize airtime to advertise. NGOs, for instance, do not need to advertise. NGOs are basically there to inform, to educate, but still they have to pay something for the airtime. Another thing that I need to reiterate about radio is our biggest asset is airtime. So time management for us is very, very critical, which is why we always bring you news on the hour, or whenever we promise to bring you news, a program has to start at the time that we promise that it will start, because our biggest asset is time. So time management becomes a very big priority for radio. So I've just given you a quick breakdown of the forms, the conventional types of advertising that you have. So we have spot ads, we have sponsorship, And we have infomercials. Like I said, there's more. And in some of the videos that I'll be sharing with you, I'll try and explain how those other forms of advertising work. But I would like to go back to the ones that I've already spoken about. That's your sport ad, your sponsorship, and your infomercials. So usually when we are coming up with what we call a rate card, usually when you ask for advertising, we give you a rate card. And the rate card is usually based on the 30-second cost of a spot ad. So let's say a 30-second spot ad costs $5. It is from there that we derive how much a 20-second advertising will cost, a 40-second advertising will cost, a 5-minute infomercial, or a 5-minute sponsorship. So you always get what we call a rate card. Now, here's one thing that I'll need you to understand, and let's go back to sport ads. The reason why I can never give you a straight answer when you say, how much does it cost to advertise? I'm probably going to tell you that it costs 30 seconds. It costs $50 for 30 seconds. But that's not what you're looking for. Because I will then ask you questions like, what is the duration of your piece of information? That's your advertisement. So maybe you say, I think my advert will last for 60 seconds. That's a minute. So we already classify that as a sport ad. So when I give you the cost of a 30-second ad, it's not going to answer your question of what you really want to do. This is why I'm going to ask you more questions about what is the duration of your piece of information? What time of day do you want to place it? Because all that matters. These are the things that you see on the rate card. So let me try and break down a rate card pretty quick for you. So what you will get on the rate card is you will get your sport ads, a section for the sport ads. You also get a section for sponsorship. You also get your section for your infomercials. So let's start with the sport ads. So you will see that there will be a line that says 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds. Yeah, that's like a general one. So below that, you will also then get a section that will explain the amount that it will cost you. So 5 seconds could probably cost $5, and then we get to 10 seconds, maybe it's costing you $10. Then you get to your 30 seconds, maybe it's now $15.